In this video, I am going to talk about the dreaded F chord. It can be a little bit intimidating if you're going for the full F chord with the bar of the first finger at the first fret. And oftentimes people just give up playing guitar when they get to the more difficult chords like bar chords. But there are some easier alternatives to that F chord that I'm going to show you. So first of all, the full F chord that I'm speaking of is right there. It's basically an E chord shape, E major chord shape that you play down here, moved up one fret and then barring at the first fret with your first finger to create the F chord. But that's essentially where that chord comes from. It's a movable E chord shape. Move it up and it becomes an F chord. But I'm not going to get too much into movable chord shapes because I just want to give you some easier alternatives for the F chord. The first one that I'm going to show you is a 3-note F chord. Your third finger goes on the third fret of the D string, string number 4, second finger on the second fret of the G string, string number 3, and your first finger on the first fret of the B string, string number 2. And for this chord, you're going to strum only strings 4, 3, and 2. That's one alternative. Another alternative, which is really similar, is to keep the same finger shape and placement for the third and the second finger, and take that first finger and bar, which means that you're going to press down 2 strings at one time right here. You're going to press down the B string and the E string, string numbers 2 and 1, at the first fret and create just a small bar across those 2 strings. And for this chord, you would play 4 strings. It's a 4-string F chord. You play strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. So those are 2 options that are a little bit easier. Another option is to use that E major chord shape and create another 3-string chord. Third finger is going to go on the third fret of the A string, string number 5. Your pinky, your 4th finger, will go on the third fret of the D string, string number 4. And your second finger will go on the second fret of the G string, string number 3. And for this, you would play strings 5, 4, 3. Now you can turn this into a 4-string F chord by placing your first finger on the first fret of the B string, which is string number 2, and strum strings 5, 4, 3, 2. Next step might be to change it into a 5-string F chord. You're really almost there to that full bar. Keeping that same chord shape with your 3rd, 4th, and 2nd finger, and then making a small bar at the first fret of the B and E strings. You're almost there to create that full bar. So at this point, once you get strong enough and you feel comfortable with those various chords, you can try getting that first finger so it's barred all the way across that first fret and strumming all 6 strings. So there are some alternatives that I wanted to show you where you don't have to play that full F bar chord right away, and some different solutions to make it a little bit easier for you. I hope that's helpful.